So what we're going to do is go over the parts of the outline. I know that not everybody has all of their research, so you may or may not have everything you need to finish the outline. But by the end of class today, you should have an understanding of all the parts of the outline. An outline is for what? What is the purpose of an outline? It's a plan, right? We're going to organize our ideas. Are we going to spend time forming a bunch of sentences on this outline? Yes. No, we don't have time. We're not going to take the time to do it. We're going to do the outline so we know what we're going to form sentences about. That's the key thing. We are going to organize our thoughts today. We'll start making the sentences tomorrow, the next day, all the way through next week. By the end of next week, it's all got to be done. The outline, the rough draft, any research that we have to make sure we've got everything we need, because the following week, conference week, early release week, it's next week, we just go boom, 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 we type it up. Now, the first thing we're going to do is color the parts of our outline. By now, we should know what color is this first part of the outline that represents your first paragraph. It is verde. So this is green, and this represents paragraph number 1. As we're doing our planning, this is paragraph.
So each page is one paragraph?
In the rough draft packet, yes. This is what we're worried about right now though. Just the outline. So you guys, here's an example from the My Rights assignment. 8-sentence paragraph, same coloring, same structure. We're just stretching it into a multi-paragraph essay. What color would this section on the left here be? Yellow. Right there. Same with where it says common good right here. Yellow. The screen yet? Same right here. And same where it says expert that supports.
And then conclusions is green, right?
Say again?
Conclusion is green.
Yes, conclusion is green. The conclusion is green. Pardon me? He is. Just a second. So we're missing a color. What's it got to be? Pink. Yes. There we go.
That's basically the whole.
That's the whole essay. So I already told you that paragraph number 1 was this, where our question and claim were. This is number 2. This represents paragraph 3, paragraph 4. So this outline represents all 6 paragraphs of your CBA. What if you're thinking about not doing an essay, but doing something like a presentation? Do you still have to do this?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Hey, while you're at it, put your name on this. You can't afford to lose it. Your name. This is period 4. And then whatever your topic or issue is here.
Exactly what Harry said.
Please put your essential question right up here. Whatever your essential question was you started with.
Mr. This highlighter is dull.
It's dumb.
Dull.
Oh. Are you? So it's not real bright. Just go ahead and mark up anything. Don't worry.
I tried. It was like disappearing.
Get it out.
That one.
From the box.
Where's the box?
So, ladies and gentlemen, listen. Now is the time for you to decide. You've chosen a topic. You researched a question. You have to now decide what side of the issue are you on. Now you have to take a side. So in my case, my question was, why does the United States deny residency to the undocumented workers living here? Here being the United States. So now I got to take a side. Should they be allowed to reside here? Should they be given papers, for lack of a more detailed explanation? Or should they be deported? I have to take a side. So I'm going to make a claim. This is what you have to do right now. Listen, I do not want to see the words I think. I do not want to see the words I feel, I believe. I already know that's what you think because you're telling it to me. That's the passive voice. We don't like that in social studies. So just if you say, I think undocumented workers should be allowed to stay in the United States, then say, undocumented workers should be allowed to stay in the United States. Don't start it with I think or I feel. We know that's what you think. You're writing a paper about it.
What, Johnny? What you did today? You want to work bed? Yeah. $10. $10, Johnny. $10. One, Johnny. $5. $5.
Oh, $2.50. We'll go.
Three. No, 4.
$2.45.
I'm going to start the CBA by telling the reader about my issue. And if you're going according to what the CBA documents say, we need to include who are the groups of people involved and why this issue is important. So, in my case, who are the groups of people involved?
The law.
What's in my claim right here?
Obama.
Undocumented workers. So there are anywhere between 10 and 15 million undocumented workers. So I'm going to be talking about.
Really? There's really undocumented.
All right. So.
So when you leave somebody there for an hour by themselves.
I said you would call. It's not my fault. I don't have a minute.
So one of the groups of people involved is 10, 15 million undocumented workers. Is there anyone else involved in this issue?
The law.
Yes.
Obama.
Eyes.
The government.
Eyes.
Yeah, people in the government.
The border patrol. Amiga.
Not my dad.
So, you guys, hey, listen up. Why is this issue important?
Because there's a lot of undocumented workers that want work, but like.
There's definitely 10 to 15 million. There's a lot of people. We're talking about a lot of people. Why else is it important?
Work,
Immigration has been a big part of
Oh,
like,
families.
these days.
What about families?
They're being separated because they don't have documents.
That's it. Now, I like that because everyone has a family of some sort. People can relate to families, and when you say something like families being broken apart, that kind of tugs on the heartstrings. So that's a good, especially if my claim is they should be allowed to stay. This becomes a persuasive argument here. So I'm going to talk about the families.
Wait, don't open it like that.
Okay. And then where it says according to, what do I want to put there?
According to the article. One of your.
Do I just want to say the article?
One of your news resources.
Yeah, where did I get this information or some of this information? Remember, we're going to do a rough draft. We can move this stuff around as we need to. But I say, did I get this notes from News ELA maybe? I'll go ahead and say newsela.org. And newsela.org is articles by the Associated Press packaged for schools. So the next thing is the part of the outline that represents paragraph 3, common good and individual rights. When we did the My Rights assignment, it was set up so that you were making an argument for your individual rights. Our counterclaim was the common good. So we said, hey, I understand the school has its rules. And for instance, the dress code is so that people don't get distracted and learning is not affected. That was the other side. That was what the school's reason was. Then we said, however, I have my constitutional rights. So that's how this is set up. You may not be arguing for the rights. You may be arguing for the common good. So this may flip when you actually write your paragraph. So here's how I'm going to, in my case, I think I'm probably arguing for the common good. Because does the United States have immigration laws?
Yeah.
And with these 10 to 15 million undocumented workers, are they breaking those immigration laws?
Yeah.
Does the United States have a right to make immigration laws?
Yeah.
Yes, in fact, it's Article 1, Section 8 of the U.S. Constitution says Congress has the power to make laws regarding naturalization, which is another word for immigration that means coming in to permanently live. So Congress clearly has the right to make those laws, and they've done it. They have done it. And so if I'm going to argue for people's rights, I either have to have rights that are more powerful than those rights that Congress has, or I'm going to make an argument like the school does for taking away your rights for the common good. So I might say, hey, I'm actually going to argue for the common good. This is going to be my second point. This is going to be my first point. I understand Congress
you have like a sweater?
Hey, by the way, I said according to Article 1, Section 8. Take that off, please. That, is the Constitution a source?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a primary source. If you are using the Constitution, do you have one of your three sources?
Yes.
If you already have three other sources, do you now have four?
Yes.
Oh, you're in good shape. So, so I will say, hey, I understand that, and here's where I will say it, that Congress has rights. I understand that Congress has the right to make immigration laws. In fact, this right is given to them in Article 1, Section 3 of the U.S. Constitution, blah, 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 blah. Then I'm going to say, however, for the common good, let workers stay. And then why? How does it benefit society? How does it benefit society if we let undocumented workers stay? How is it for the common good to actually push to change or ignore Congress's laws? Yes?
Well, there would be more businesses, therefore more jobs if needed. And if they're doing farm work, there would be more fruits and stuff.
All right, so
More business.
fill needed jobs. We could say, hey, we've already invested in their kids' education. We would like those people to be productive citizens, maybe. Kids in school. So, for the common good, we want these people contributing. We can say, hey, we want them paying
Is
income
that
taxes.
like counterclaim?
So the counterclaim is right here. That's why it's coming first. You see, I've changed the numbering because my argument is actually for the common good. You've got to decide, am I making an argument based in constitutional rights, or am I making an argument based in the common good? This gets tricky, and when students turn in their CBA that have had me for their teacher, one of the things that gets them is they do it in the same order as the my rights, even though that's not what they're arguing. They go ahead and make the common good their counterclaim, whether it is or not. And then their essay ends up not making sense in that regard. So be careful that you really understand your counterclaim in the CBA doesn't have to be the common good. It had to be in the my rights assignment because I set it up that way. Here, there's a lot more ways to look at it. So depending on what side of the issue, it depends what side is the common good and the counterclaim. Yes? Now, democratic ideal or constitutional principle. You guys, in your packet, have a list of those. Nope, that's not it. Right here, democratic ideals or constitutional principles, right here. That's in your packet. And if you're not, what might I use for my issue on immigration here?
For immigration, liberty. You can use liberty because people have the right.
I can use liberty.
Yeah. Or pursuit of happiness.
Equality too.
What does pursuit of happiness mean?
Like they're trying to reach for. You're trying to get to the goal so you can have happiness in your life.
They're trying to fulfill their dreams. So pursuit of happiness would be a good one. I'm already using common good. That doesn't count. What about on this side? What could I use? So rule of law. That would be more the argument of the government. I probably want to stay away from that one.
Wait, what if the rule of law be like? Can it represent separation of powers?
Well, that's the three different branches of government. What about human rights? I might want to do that. I like pursuit of happiness. I like human rights. And if I'm not sure, I could reference the United Nations Declaration of Human Rights. And it would come up with things like the right to work, the right to associate, to be with the people or to meet with the people that I want to. What we've got to do now is look at paragraph number 5. An expert that supports your position. So, in my research, I was looking at procon.org, and one of the people that was quoted in there in favor of looser immigration laws for people from Mexico was Senator John McCain. And I'm going to former presidential candidate John McCain. And then how does he support my claim? And
Probably went along with you, or like has the same.
right, this is a good place for a quote and explain how he and I found his quote on procon.org.
Oh, I know what person for this.
Now finally, for the conclusion, I need a conclusion starter. I'm going to restate my claim. Actually, I should. And then, what's a call to action?
Like get their attention.
No, that would be at the beginning. We'd use a grabber. A call to action is something.
Oh, tell them what to do.
Yes. What can the reader do? What is an action they can take to support your position? And it can't be vague. You can't say, so be against abortion like me. That's not a call to action. What could they specifically do?
Say no to abortion, I guess. Say no.
How is that an action? No. And then move on.
They could go
Stand up to abortion and what's gonna happen.
Wait, is this part supposed to be about if you're against it for the human rights, what would you say? Because I'm against abortion.
So,
I still say the human rights.
hold on.
I won.
You guys, what is a specific call to action? Hey, whether it's immigration laws or abortion laws, laws about how the police use deadly force, laws about the length of the school year. Who makes those laws? The legislative branch. Could you write you're a member of the legislative branch, for instance.
Yes, but it's very unlikely he'll.
Is that a specific action?
Yes.
Could, yes, sir. Huh? Could you vote on an initiative or vote for who? Could you vote based on your issue?
Yes.
This candidate is in favor of abortion rights. Either I will or won't vote for that candidate, vice versa. This candidate is in favor of more freedoms for undocumented workers. This candidate's less on that side. Can I vote based on that? Is that a specific action I can take?
Yeah.
Can, if there is a protest, can you join that protest? Is that a specific action?
Yes. Yes.
It is a specific action. Make sure your call to action is a specific action.
So what do you mean, like,
Got them installed.
Yeah.
this is so for that,
Here in
for like,
Pennsylvania.
action, like,